batteries.
I think so.
Well, thank you for that DVD review.
Oh, you're welcome.
While we're on the topic of movies, we got a list here. It's the fans voted on this at a website, rockandrolltribe.com. It's the top 10 movies, rock movies. Rob Reiner's 1984 classic "This Is Spinal Tap" emerged victorious in a poll. Yeah, that's a great movie.
I think I have the soundtrack to that, I believe.
You have the soundtrack
Yes.
of the movie?
This is Spinal Tap. Yep, I have that in black cover. No cover. No.
That is almost a Spinal Tap moment radio-wise.
Yeah, I have it.
Oh, it's a great movie. It's okay. The poll now was conducted in October by rockandrolltribe.com, the social network for veteran rock fans. With all the votes tallied, Spinal Tap coasted to an easy victory, challenged only by the Beatles' immortal 1964 film A Hard Day's Night. Spinal Tap is more of a cultural icon than a film at this point, says John Bart, co-founder of rockandrolltribe.com. We could have a website and just put a bunch of lists on there.
Yeah.
I think so. TuesdayNightExperiment.com. And we're not putting any links to your raunchy site.
Well,
Sean.
no, we could have the Tuesday night. We could have like a Facebook group or whatever, and have all our fans that watch us, or well, I guess watch us, listen to us.
We see each other every week, so there's no need for us to be fanning around.
Well, I mean, then we could have a poll or something.
Well, I thought, my consultant said, and Blind Dog was there. He said, you get Sugar Sean Slauson on board, your numbers are going to peak. You're going to be ruling the next book.
You got to listen to those consultants.
So let me ask in your poll before you review it or whatever. Was the Buddy Holly story on there?
I'm not telling you, man. Oh yeah, I'm going to give it away.
Or La Bamba. Too good. Because everybody loves Bob, He's the guy that makes the movie great. Yeah.
Was that Gary Busey?
No. We're talking Bob Morales, Richie Valenzuela's brother.
Isai Morales.
Isai Morales. Yep.
Yeah,
I don't know those people.
Spinal Tap, of course, is more of a cultural icon than a film at this point. That's what he had to say, and every musician knows it by heart, and it's informed the way a generation of fans view rock stars and the music industry. A lot of that stuff, though, was based on reality, though. The way rock stars can be, they can be quite dumb and very full of themselves. Sometimes. Sugar Sean showing off Slauson.
Unless it's a Christian band, because Christian bands don't do drugs and nothing like that, right?
Sean,
yeah, right, dude.
Sean Slauson taking on the religious right. Are we ready for this on the Tuesday Night Experiment?
You're getting all hammered up on that holy water.
Well, you never see them in jail or anything like that, right? Is Michael W.
What
is
about
Michael
that
W.
Striper?
Is Michael W. Smith, in jail all the time? You don't see that.
Let's get to the list, because I'm not going to let you get us into any more controversial waters.
God bless you.
Try yourself off. In at number, we got a top 11. That's how rock and roll it is. It's and very much in the spirit of Spinal Tap. Number 11. No drum roll, please. And I don't want one. Purple Rain. Prince movie. Not a bad movie, though. A little dated with the fashion. But, I think Sugar Sean needs to purify himself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. Yeah, just go point to that ditch out behind the college.
There you go. Holy water.
That's Lake Minnetonka, Sean. Number 10, Yellow Submarine. The anime. Yeah, that's very, very trippy. Number 9, Quadrophenia, the movie based on the Who album. Number 8, I love this movie, High Fidelity.
Yeah.
John Cusack, yeah.
It's kind of stale.
A Jack Black. Of course.
Well, I haven't seen it in years, so I got burnt. I got burned out on it a few years.
I think I have that on VHS.
It reminds me of Empire Records.
Not on the list. Number 7, All You Need Is Cash. That's the Ruddles one. That's a great one. That's a great one. That's almost like a precursor to Spinal Tap. Really, that they did a good job with that. That Thing You Do is in at number 6.
Oh, yuck.
Tom Hanks, come on.
No, they got heat from way back. I think you were still outside protesting the cancellation of Bosom Buddies. Number 5, Almost Famous. I like the bootleg version of Almost Famous, I think, a little bit more, with like 35 to 40 minutes of extra stuff. The director's cut.
Oh, yeah.
That is if you ever get a chance to get the bootleg version of that, they call it the bootleg, but of course it's just director's cut.
Director's cut, yeah. Cool.
That movie is really good. And a great cameo that was cut out of the original from Kyle Yass of Tenacious D.
Oh,
he plays a radio DJ in one of those scenes that was cut out of from the original theatrical release.
A brother-in.
Very cool. Number 3, the Blues Brothers.
Oh, well, of course.
Man, for sure that's got to be on the list.
Yeah, I forgot number 4, Ramones, Rock and Roll High School.
Oh, yeah.
Roger Corman did a good job with that. Number 2, Hard Day's Night. And number 1, This Is Spinal Tap. No La Bamba, no Empire Records, no
Well,
Buddy Holly story.
When we were talking about Tenacious D, I would figure the Pick of Destiny would be on there too, you know. But oh well.
You need more than 20 people to actually see it in the theater, though. They kind of they opened around about the second week Borat was out.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, you're not gonna
Or
win
even
against Borat.
even School of Rock. I mean, that's a few years old now.
That don't count.
could
It's
be-
kids.
Kids can be good musicians.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. How about we cut our losses, take a break, and play some new stuff from Fistful of Mercy, a new supergroup of sorts featuring Ben Harper and Danny Harrison, George Harrison's son.
Yeah, they were guests on Conan last
Yeah,
week.
I got that one too. Very cool appearance.
Yeah.
Very rootsy, very laid back sort of group.
It's a good song anyway. That's
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
called Father Son. It comes
Oh,
up
yeah.
next. If we get the time, we'll play some Social D too. We didn't get the new single ready, but I heard it. It's good. We'll get it next week. We got one from their greatest hits bonus track from '07 called Far Behind. We can get that played, and hopefully we'll have our second interview of the night. Director John Scheinfeld is coming in. Hopefully.
Nice.
Hopefully, again, he doesn't get to stiff us now. Let's get into the tunes right after this.
Thanks in part to the wonderful arts and cultural legacy work of KSRQ, Ampers.org is rich with great audio. This is Todd Meldy, Arts and Cultural Heritage Coordinator for Ampers. New now on Ampers.org, music from the rock trio Taffy Machine, Minneapolis' Maida, and from northern Minnesota, Selah Ovison. In the arts section, we're featuring the creepy good illustrations of Whitney Sauer, and in history, we explore the popularity of Spam. There's one place for Minnesota culture, Ampers.org. Ampers, diverse radio for Minnesota's communities.
Programming is supported by Ampers, providing programming for music lovers at Ampers.org. Ampers features hundreds of performances by Minnesota jazz, rock, Americana, and classical acts. Information and audio at Ampers.org. Ampers diverse radio for Minnesota's communities.
90.1 FM Tuesday Night Experiment. Danny Harrison, Ben Harper, and the rest of Fistful of Mercy with Father's Son. All right, we got our second telephone guest. Our guest on the phone today has put out a fantastic documentary on the life of songwriter and musician by the name of Harry Nilsson called Who is Harry Nilsson and Why is Everybody Talking About Him? We're going to find out more about this fascinating and talented artist by hearing from the director himself, and we're going to welcome him right now to the Tuesday Night Experiment, Mr. John Scheinfeld. Good evening, sir.
Hey, Glenn. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. I just, this past Sunday, my brother and I had a chance to finally view this great documentary about a fantastic artist. What a story the life of Harry Nilsson plays out to be.
Well, very, very complex guy, very complicated story, and that, of course, is what makes for a great film. You know, I mean, he really was an extraordinarily gifted artist and somewhat self-destructive, and that lent to a life that had its ups and downs. And again, that's the stuff of great movies.
You know, what drew you to Harry Nilsson? When did you think, his story would be something special as far as making it into a documentary? Well, first of all, how did you first get acquainted with the sound of Harry Nilsson?
Well, I was doing a morning radio show in college, 6 to 9 a.m. on Wednesdays, and so I was in the station the day before, kind of pulling out potential tracks to play, and I came across this really unusual-looking record album, and vinyl, I will say.
Oh, excellent.
And the cover was just kind of bizarre, and it caught my attention. I flipped it over, and there was a track there that said, the title of the track was You Can't Do That. And I thought, oh, great, this is going to be some bad Beatles cover version or something. And so I put it on, and I was just blown away by it, because it was Harry's way of doing a tribute to his favorite band, and he took the titles of probably 30, 40 Beatles songs, worked them all into a new creation with a new melody of his. And I thought, wow, this is interesting, and I kept listening to this, and it was his first album, Pandemonium Shadow Show, and I was so blown away by it that I put on the second album, put on this third album, and I was really hooked. He was so unusual, had such a unique style, and of course a gorgeous 3.5 octave voice. And so I always was a fan of the music. And some years ago, the attorney for the estate, who had seen some of my work, had come to me and said, how would you like to make a film about Harry? And I said, well, I know the music. I